Hello world! Patricia, O'Connor, and Frida, Reba, Darcy here tonight on the Bonsai balcony. We are here at Frida's place. It's Friday night. We've got ourselves 16 little cups with some substrate hanging out in them. And I have in the foreground a jar of water. I have in the background, a little further back there, a little Frida Reba Darcy, little wiggly butt. But I also have a couple of little cartons that I'm going to empty some seeds out, and I'm going to count out the same amount of seeds that I have, little containers there. And this jar of water is a mason jar, and that is some Oakland tap water, nothing special. If where you live, you question the quality of your water, I've never particularly worried about our water. Around here, it's generally pretty good. Oakland was known for really good water, and living in Alameda, I'm not growing anything where I have to worry about the water quality so much, and I haven't ever heard anything, and I have yet to hear anybody say anything disparaging about our water quality here. I did know that when I lived in Oakland, Oakland was known to have really good water. If that were an issue for you, go with bottled water. That jar of water just as easily could have come from a plastic bottle that said some spring name on it, like all that. Anyway, the idea here is that I'm about to germinate some Japanese black pine seeds. This is a little jar of Japanese black pine seeds, and I got these seeds from Facebook Bonsai sales page. Here recently, I stopped affiliating with Facebook. After like 14 years, I quit Facebook a couple of weeks ago. I say I quit. I quit, and now I'm on Threads, which is owned by Instagram, which is owned by Facebook. So it looks like I quit Facebook and joined Facebook. I may not be there long, but I probably won't be there for the 14 years or whatever that I was at Facebook anyway. So this was a great source of seeds. That is something I will try to see. I will probably scope out Threads and see if I can find. This guy in particular was an excellent source for Japanese black pine seeds, which is what these guys here are. And I ordered a couple of rounds from him. I do believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm going to count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, I think we did okay. So now these little guys are going in the drink. So this tap water that I'm okay with because it's Alameda water. It's our local city water. I did draw this up yesterday when we got done shooting a video. I drew this up. So it's been allowed to sit overnight. I don't always do that. I don't know that it makes that much of a difference by the time they probably do pop, which will be a couple of days from now. I mean, you know, I don't really know that that makes a difference or not. But it's something I mostly do. I haven't always, but I mostly do. And that's just leave the water overnight so that if the city has put anything in there, some places, some cities do put stuff in their water that is not good for plants and are especially good for roots. Some cities, that's the only way they can keep roots out of their plumbing, is to put something in there that's bad for roots. And I don't know that that would be a great thing to be doing to your seeds. I don't think that'd be a great method for sprouting seeds anyway. So those guys, I just dumped them. I just dumped them all. I just dumped them all in my little bottle there, my little jar. I dropped one. A little missed foot there, and I dropped one. I put all of those beans, 16, same amount for the cups that I have. And those cups all just mostly have pearlite in them. That's just all that is just mostly pearlite. And that's great for starting pines. I've had really good luck starting pines with those. And here, this is a look at our seeds. I think I got for like $17.50 or something. I believe it was. I got like about 200 seeds. So that's what we got. That's what we got out of that. And camera's is listening. I don't know if, wonder if y'all noticed that or if it was just so subtle. But the camera is just drifting as we go. There we go. So that's kind of what we do now. The idea here is I dumped the seeds in there. Maybe one or two sank. It did. The one or two that sank will likely float again. Tomorrow, when I come in here, quite often I will see, so far what I've been doing the pine trees, you're supposed to check them after 24 hours. And any that are floating, you kind of give them a bump. Because sometimes they have a bubble of air trapped underneath them or something. Those that will sink are said to be viable. Those that float are typically thought to not be viable. Last time I did this, I probably had 25% of the seeds floated, which said, by the old rules that I'd always gone by, and the same rules had always applied. I had whenever, if I planted them anyway, I would pretty much see that same ratio. The same amount of seeds that were floating and wouldn't sink would be the same amount of seeds that didn't come up out of the cups. The last time I did this, it was 25% of them would not sink, and I had 100% germination rate with my Japanese black pines. So whatever that rule is, if it pertains mostly to other things that I've grown in the past, it doesn't seem to be 100% hard and fast rule when it comes to the little Japanese black pines. So we will give these guys a day or two to soak in this in this glass. And then at that point, I'll put a lid and a paper towel on there, turn the whole thing upside down and let all of those seeds drain into the paper towel. And then each one of these cups will get one, and we will move this little show into the kitchen, where I still have a fluorescent light set up from the last time we did this. And what I use to pop these guys is a 4-foot LED fluorescent grow light. It looks like a piece of hospital equipment. It's just white and clean and just absolutely sterile looking. And the setup is not too elaborate. I think I used the styrofoam blocks that the lamp was packed in the box as the blocks that the lamp sits on over the trays. I mean, literally, they make no heat. they can sit that close and then pop these little beans. So that's what will happen. And then 2 weeks of that. Our next show will be whenever I will on my own time drain these, because that's like a minute. You know, put a lid on it with a paper towel on it, turn that upside down, let it all drain, let all those seeds end up in the paper towel basically. But let it takes 30 minutes to drain because it's a paper towel, it's not a screen. So I'll do that on my nickel, and then we'll start off with a little tray like this, a little porcelain dish full of little seeds. What happens in the 2 days that they spend in there soaking, and the shell cracks, and that's what causes them to sink. That is also what kickstarts this whole operation. Once they hit in the ground, those things shoot out a spike. Seeds are amazing. The amount of energy that is stored in a seed, like a lot of times, you'll see the sprout will come up out of the ground and it will have shot a spike straight into the ground that's extremely long, and it will have done that very fast. Even high-speed photography shows that to happen very, very quickly. And they'll shoot spikes out in the side that are almost microscopic. And if they didn't do that, they would leap out of the ground. Like they would literally pogo stick out of the little holes that they make in the ground when they're shooting that taproot straight down. So that little process has a pop to it. And that's something that seeds can do with the amount of energy that they have. But that's just the start. What it has to do then is send up a stalk, send up a trunk, and then unfold some leaves that quite often are not really solar panels, but are the stored energy that the plant has. And they just kind of unfold those things, and from the center of that is where the first leaves will emerge. But in the meantime, it's still going to make more stalk, it's still going to find the sun, it's still going to make more roots, and then from there, out of the center of those little stored leaf looking things that really are just more banks of the energy of the seed head, it will live off of those, and from the center of that will come the first round of leaves. And once those get up and going, then we've got a plant that can take off on its own. And up until then, all of that stuff happened by the energy stored in these little guys. If you've ever seen a seed burn, they burn like little jets. Anyway, that's literally the energy. If I remember in science, somebody one of the little science films that was like borderline boring, they tried to jazz it up by showing us what would happen if they took a piece of a donut, put it in some tweezers, and stuck it in a Bunsen burner, and the thing almost burned like gasoline. And that was the amount of energy that was in that over amp, which wasn't really good if you're trying to get kids off of sweets, to show them how much energy is available in a chunk of donut. But that's how to kill 13 minutes germinating some Japanese black pine seeds. And the good thing about this is I'm almost assured that little first couple of minutes there will turn into 16 pine trees within a couple of weeks, and within a month or two, they'll be out there on the balcony with the rest of them. Like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. Our next spot will be tomorrow when we go out on the balcony and do something. And in the meantime, in a day or so, we'll swing back by and start planting these little guys, and we'll make a show out of that 30 minutes that it'll take me to poke all of those in holes. And then we'll wrap that up, and then part 3 of the little Let's Make Pine Trees will be when we set up shop in the kitchen and put them under the grow lights. So yeah, this is just Goddess. I thank you. Frida thanks you, and thank you so much for watching.